Oh, here's your Backstage pass.
Quiet on the set.
Action!
Welcome to Sedona's Backstage Pass with Shondra, presented by Chef Lisa Dahl. This is your inside look into culture, curators, and creative artists. And now, your host, Shondra.
Welcome, my VIPs. You've got your Backstage Pass, and you are in. I've got some wonderful guests for you. I don't even want to tell you who they are. Get ready for some wonderful stories behind the scenes. Remember, you've got to tune in to find out about these individuals that come on. Let me tell you, they've got stories, all of them. Remember, you can always tune in every Saturday at 10 a.m. on the radio at KAZM Mellow Mountain Radio, 106.5 FM and 780 AM, and of course streaming live on mellowmountainradio.com. And if you miss a show, then go back to mellowmountainradio.com and you'll see all of the shows archived. I'm so excited that I'm on my 23rd episode. Fantastic. Can't hardly believe it, actually. It has flown by. So, and remember, you can also find us on Spotify and Pandora Radio and, Apple Podcasts. It just goes on and on. So definitely tune in. So I want to get to the calendar events because I love to do that. I like to help people with all the things that they're doing out there and give them a little shout out. First of all, Sedona Ballet. I want to mention these people. They're incredible. Sedona Ballet really was founded by Winnie Munch, and she is the executive director as well. They have a great board of directors, and they support creation of presentation and education of dance. And they had their very first Sedona choreography retreat in partnership with Ballet Arizona. And if you want to know more about them and maybe even help them out, visit sedonaballet.org. They're going to have their second annual Sedona choreography retreat in partnership with Ballet Arizona next year. So get on to it. Help them out. They could really use some help, and they're fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Now, Sedona Film Festival. They're doing some amazing things also, always showing terrific indie films, and they even have movies on the main in partnership with the Old Town Center for the Arts, which is a beautiful vintage theater in Cottonwood. And this coming Monday, October 6th at 7 p.m. at the Old Town Center for the Arts, they're playing A Complete Unknown. Now, if you didn't get a chance to see it, it's a fabulous film. Starring, I think he pronounces his name, Timothée Chalamet. This movie was nominated for 8 Academy Awards. You're going to want to see it. This is about Bob Dylan, you guys. Very cool. If opera's your jam, Sedona International Film Festival also has a series called Met Live Opera. And they have a whole season. You can sign up for it on their website. And remember, it is sedonafilmfestival.com. Always, always, always having the best entertainment, all kinds of wonderful films, concerts, the whole bit over there. Now, Sedona Heritage Museum, which is, by the way, located on Jordan Road in Uptown Sedona, for those of you coming into town. Also, for those of you who live here, I want to tell you about a couple of events going on there. October 9th, there is an event. It's actually Barbara A. McCabe. She is doing a presentation called Apache Traditions, and that is about the Apache culture, resources, and the nation, the Yavapai Apache Nation. You'll learn about traditional Apache practices and traditions, and she just has this. She's an amazing speaker. You're going to love her. That's October 9th. All right, I'm going to tell you, you can go to SedonaHeritageMuseum.org to find out all about that. Also on October 11th at the Sedona Heritage Museum, they have their annual Falls and Arts Craft Fair from 9 to 3 p.m., and it's great fun. Wonderful timing because the holidays are coming up. So, again, make sure you visit SedonaMuseum.org. Now, here's a really cool thing, and I have a guest coming on very soon that you're going to hear from later on this month. I'm going to go to this, all right? It's the 7th annual World Peace Ceremony. It's called the Sedona Lantern Festival on October 18th. And if you want to know more about it, I'm going to tell you a little bit now, but go to Sedona Mago, that's M-A-G-O, retreat.org, Sedona SedonaMagoRetreat.org. This is, I'm going to read a little something to you, a heart-centered evening of beautiful connection and renewal. And there are lanterns that are going to drift across the healing lake over there at Sedona Mago. I mean, incredible, beautiful, beautiful location. And it's going to carry all of the prayers and the wishes and the dreams that we're going to put in those lanterns. It's going to be so cool. So you can float your own lantern, put a personal prayer or wish for yourself out there in the lantern. Also, there's going to be live music and cultural performances, traditional Korean expressive dance and heartbeats of drums and harp and guitars. It's just going to be a beautiful experience. So, 7th Annual World Peace Ceremony, Sedona Lantern Festival on October 18th, and go to SedonaMagoRetreat.org. Now, some other stuff. Just so happens in October, starting on October 20th through the 26th, it is the Sedona Plein Air Festival. And who is sponsoring that? Of course, it's Sedona Arts Center. They're the ones that are producing this event. And there's all kinds of things that you can enjoy, including some really cool things. Like on October 20th, there's the DA Ranch Paint Out. On the 22nd, there's a private residence paint out. On the 25th, there's the award show, which is open to everyone, there's no admission charge for that. And another one that's really fun, no admission charge, is October 26th, is Artist Games and a community paint out right there at the Sedona Arts Center. So this is an amazing art festival. And it does start on October 20th. And you can, if you're an artist, get on in there and get yourself registered, okay? Just go to SedonaArtsCenter.org. For those of you who love art, you can participate. And, of course, they are a nonprofit, so please help them out. And for the other places I want you to go check out, and I know I'm taking a little bit of time here, but it's important, make sure you visit CommunityLibrarySedona.org and also cityofsedona.gov, Sedona.net, and I mentioned the others. Oh, and the Chamber of Commerce has a fantastic events calendar, and it's called visitsedona.com. That's it for right now. And I'm excited to present my very first guest. I love this woman. Every time she's in the studio, I just feel like I'm on cloud nine because I'm just thrilled that she is my presenting sponsor of the show, that she comes in, she takes her time, and I just want to thank you, Chef Lisa Dahl, for being here with me today, being with my audience. You're the best. I'm telling you, I have so much fun when you're here.
Well, everything you said is a ditto for me, but first and foremost, it's being your friend.
Oh,
because,
thank you.
And, I'm going to start tearing up, but honestly, Shondra, when I get to look at you, when I get to see your light, when I get to, it's like reciprocal. You give me energy, and if I give you a little back, that's where it's at.
I'm telling you, I have such a good time when you're here. I never have like this moment where I go, I don't know what to ask you. You have so much going on.
True.
I'm telling you, sometimes I feel anemic when I look at your schedule, and I'm busy. I mean, really busy. I look at you and I go, lazy, Shondra. Because you are just like you're everywhere. And you're traveling a lot, aren't you? You took a lot of travel these days.
I love travel. And you know what? I have gave travel up for nearly 30 years, if I be honest. Yes, I got to do spot travel, but it was always a feeling of guilt leaving the restaurants, okay? And I'm just giving true confessions. Now, because of the film, I get travel. I don't go away for long extended periods, but it keeps me feeling very excited for what's next. Now, I'm going to admit something. It is starting to overwhelm me in some levels because we're also so busy in Sedona, and I'm always having my heartstrings tugged at because FOMO.
I know. I was just going to ask you.
I hate missing out.
You have to tell people about FOMO because there are people who are listening right now that don't know about FOMO.
Well, fear of missing out. And I have to tell you, I figured out I can't be in two places at once.
I know. It's a hard thing, isn't it?
I used to try to be in 5 restaurants in a single day, and I can do 4. But yet I'm also being taught by my own inner knowing that you have to pace yourself. And sometimes you do have to say no. And that is really hard for me.
I have to say, that's hard for me.
Yes.
I just go like, really? I have to say no?
Yeah.
I just said no to something. I gave it to someone else.
Did you?
I had to. I was busy.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I could move that. And I thought, no, Shondra, give. Number one, someone else could use a gig. And number two, don't do that. You know, you're going to cram everything in. And you know what? It's just not
and
good.
this is medicine for everyone to hear, because I'm sure there's many people out there that do have a little bit of what we have. We do have high energy. We do have a lot of gratitude for all the things that come up that we would like to attend or be a part of. But you do have to be true to what can you do and do the best. And I know that. So I've stopped taking certain things that are going to be too stressful. That,
like for instance, what?
Well,
I want to know.
well, like
I'm going to learn
taking
right
large
now.
parties in any of our restaurants in the high season when everyone wants to be in Sedona, and it's not fair to want to take something that will possibly throw other guest experiences into perhaps not as optimal as we want it to be.
Right.
But yet you hate to say no, and people are coming with large groups in the months of October and November. It's unsustainable. I do have events that are coming up that we have actually given a buyout of a full restaurant. Cucina has the Dairy Association coming in October, and that takes so much coordination. There's 150 guests.
150?
And so,
That's so
and
intense.
it's a totally different ball game when you do something like that. So I can't try to do a lot of other things around that time. But there's all kinds of exciting things going on. And I'm not saying I've mastered. I still have FOMO.
Yes, you're a student of it. You're
I
a
am a
student of
student.
learning how to say no. I am definitely, I'm way behind you, I think.
You
You're
might
getting
be.
better. You're better. I think
am
you're better.
getting better because exhaustion comes in different ways.
Yes, it does.
And if you take on too much and you get past a point of exhaustion mentally, then you make little errors. And that ends up kicking you in the, you know what?
Yes, I know. I think I'm living that right now.
Yes.
Do I look exhausted to you?
You don't. You look
Really?
absolutely stunning.
I just have to say,
Yeah.
because I feel wiped out
Yeah.
a little bit. I'm
Yes.
not going to make a thing about it because there's many people probably working like yourself, working heavily. I'm just a little tired.
Well,
you remember
It doesn't show, but I
you.
believe it.
Do you remember that movie? What was it? It was oh gosh, for goodness sakes, but Blazing Saddles, and the actor in it would have loved her. She was like,
tired.
I'm tired.
So tired.
That's me.
That's
how I feel.
Madeline Kahn,
Madeline Kahn.
one of the greatest
Yes.
of all time.
She was fabulous.
Oh my God!
You just love those movies.
They don't make movies like that.
I think we're digressing, but we are talking about movies, which is a great segue.
Whoa! Leave it to you.
Well, thank you. I was just like, no, those are fantastic. Young Frankenstein.
Well,
Remember?
my father
Young
was
Frankenstein.
madly in love. My mother didn't even care because she was too, with Madeline Kahn.
Really?
Actresses
funny.
with diversity like that in movies that were so Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein. These
Young
movies
Frankenstein, the best
were
one.
the best, most funny, wet your pants, but the talent was something that
Sky
you
high.
just, oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
but you know that. But going back to the tired thing, I'm tired.
So tired. Your voice is so much better than mine, but I can hear that
can
in
hear
my
that.
head.
No,
And
you
she's
have 'em.
taking her
Yes,
clothes, and she's so risque, and yet it's just so
funny.
seductive.
It's just so funny. But you know, I have to say, I'm looking at you. Look like a bright light. You come. No, I'm not kidding. And for those of you, we have got to find a way to get you on video doing this because you look gorgeous. You come in.
Oh my goodness.
She's wearing white, like cream white. I'm wearing autumn black pants, autumn top. Yeah, she comes in looking. You look like a breath of summer freshness. You
Well,
know, when you come
take-
in and it's like,
I
wow.
do want you to know
Yes.
that I have, when I come here, even though it's not visual, it's visual that I get to be with you. And believe it or not, I'm a slob during every day because of what I do. I walk to my job. I walk back and forth. When I come here, I think I am on camera, and I do want to look good, but I'm going to make a true confession.
Oh.
I laid out a black outfit, and I said, screw that. Color and vibrancy is where people want to see now. I've lived in black all through my fashion years.
You know what? This is so true for me, too.
It's a big thing.
Because of being in rock and roll
Yes.
for all those years,
Yes.
I wore a lot of black.
It is.
Now I've got all these black stuff, and I go, no, I don't want to wear a black top. I wear black pants,
I'm going to tell
maybe,
you,
but
I am when it comes to fashion, that's
Yes.
another lifetime. And I have to tell you that I love to advise people, but guess what changes the black is the scarf or the shawl or the item you put with it.
Right.
Because I am so in love. We're not getting rid of our black biker babe stuff.
No,
It's so
no.
chic. It's so sophisticated.
That's
My
right.
boots, black boots. Here's what we're doing, though. Scarves are the biggest trend. And I collect scarves and have for years.
Me
But you
too.
could take one scarf and throw it over an all-black outfit, and your whole look is different.
it is. I am also a scarf collector.
Are you?
Love them.
You're kidding.
No, I love them.
Why don't we someday do? You come to my place, I'll show you mine. I'll go to your place, show you
got
yours.
it. You got it.
But it is a fashion trend.
It is.
So collecting things that I have memories and they never go out of style. I got into a thing of collecting old Gucci scarves.
Oh, my gosh.
And they always say Gucci in the old style
Oh,
back
how
from
cool.
maybe 60s, 70s, that kind of thing. But guess what? You tie a Gucci scarf around your neck, you put on any kind of blazer and jeans, you're in.
I know.
You look the
Well,
part.
It's a statement. You have a
Yes.
Gucci scarf.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have one.
Well,
I'm a little
going to
jealous.
find you one. And there's one other thing that I'm doing because I'm going back to my hippie days.
Oh, you are.
Bandanas.
Oh,
I wear now things when your hair looks bad. And this is a tip and this is relevant to what we're saying. All the ladies out there.
Yes.
Never worry about a bad hair day. You didn't get to wash it. It's all flat. Put a scarf around your head and tie it in the back. Allie McGraw, here we come.
Yes.
And guess what? Your hair can look like you know what.
That's right.
And you look
Crapola.
in fashion.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. I have a hat that I bought. Remember Soundbites?
Yes.
Michelle Sullins, if you're listening. So Michelle had a hat and it said Bad Hair Day. I just call it out. You know, just stuff your hair in there. It's like Bad Hair Day. Sorry, guys. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
You know.
I
But
mean,
I like the scarf idea.
It is. You make fun of or you embellish and bring whimsy to something you don't have time to do anything about.
Thank you.
That's a stress reliever, right?
It is. It
You
is
see
a
what I
stress
mean?
reliever. I'm thinking this show is going into a direction of stress and fashion. I know
Yes.
it's kind of an interesting combination, but I like it.
Stress less fashion.
Thank you. Stress
Less
less fashion.
fashion.
Okay, you heard it from Chef Lisa Dahl. Let it be quoted. Stress less
Less fashion.
That's like an SLF thing.
Yeah. I mean, making your
I like
old
it.
things new. We've been talking about it since COVID, but it really is a whole new world.
See, I really love that. I love that. Do you know I have clothes that go way back? I put something on the other day and I was like, you know what? I've had this, I hate to admit it, since my early 20s. Of course, that was just a few years ago.
Yes.
But the thing is, I was like, really? And it's in good shape. I'm happy
Never
to say.
get rid of it.
Never, because
ever.
there's a feeling about it. Reminds me of where it's kind of like music. You know, it's a time machine. You put something on, and I feel like I'm there. Like, oh,
Yeah.
And you know, you always keep the things that give you good memories. Of
That's
course.
right. But see, cool never dies.
True.
And cool, I have an S word, but I'll say stuff. Never
Okay.
goes out of fashion. That's in your furnishings.
Yes.
That's in your clothing that you wear. I'm telling you, let's get away from these eras because right now, the things that are coming out, which are more expensive than ever because of tariffs, are really crazy, and you have to actually like put your foot down. And I don't want to see the fashion world crash, but things that are coming from other countries are prohibitive in their pricing, even if you're a very wealthy person, which I am not. Many people might think I am, but I'm not.
But you look like $1 million.
Well, thank you. But it's all this. I've had this blouse I'm wearing today for probably 5 years.
No, because it's gorgeous
bohemian.
on you.
It's bohemian.
It is, but a very classy bohemian.
Thank you.
I just want to become a hippie with you.
Well, we are hippies, and we're never going to let that go away.
No, it's in our soul.
And we can be glamorous hippies.
Indeed.
But hippiness is forever, and I love the people that embrace it and wear it. And that's what's great about Sedona. That's what's great about even like these festivals I'm doing, is you see the people that still really care for the nostalgia. We don't want to see that go away.
I know you are. I'll tell you what, you are going to a lot of festivals. We have to at least talk about one.
Yes.
Okay, on this. And I know we're going to run out of time here, because thank goodness you come back once a month, sometimes 2 times,
yes,
which I love. And so let's just talk about the Gelato Festival.
Yeah.
This just happened.
Yes.
Oh, that had to be so much fun.
It was so much fun, but I have to tell you, leading up to it, I was kind of, oh my God, it's a busy time in Sedona that weekend. Can I leave on a Friday and Saturday? God forbid.
FOMO.
But it was that.
Mm-hmm.
But because I knew that it was a really neat event, I went along with it. Turned out to be, I would say, 100 times more than my expectation. I didn't realize how much it was like saying that you're invited to have a championship of musicians coming together and who are going to get the top medals that take them to the next level. This is something that you've done. You've won these accolades where you've won your song in a national event. This was for those gelato makers, their Academy Awards.
Wow.
So it took me to L.A., which I'm going to admit I had not stepped into L.A. since COVID, before COVID. This was in Hollywood. It was an outdoor arena, and it had gone on for about 3 days with their demos, and it culminated to the top 10 that are going to be they're already chosen. They each have their own displays, and it's a top 10 in Northern America that lead for the top 3, which we elected on our panel. I'll tell you about my panel in a minute, but I was honored. There were 4 of us, chefs, and some that were top winners in the past that judged the 10 to lead to the top 3 that are going to the international highest level that will culminate to the world champion winner of the gelato in Europe.
Isn't that amazing? I would have known that there is this huge group of people making gelato, chefs.
And it's their world.
Wow.
It is beyond. I'm going to tell you, I was so pleasantly surprised. First of all, each of them would get up and we judged on 4 criteria. First, their verbal presentation. Tell us about why you chose this flavor. Tell us what the backstory is. Then technical. How did you make it? Some people asked more technical questions about emulsification, temperatures, things that are technical. I'm not a gelato maker. I happen to know a little bit about gelato, but I'm not technical. Third would be presentation. How it looked, color, and all, and forth. And most importantly to me was the flavor matching the passion of what it was. These people took it so seriously that when they came up to the microphone in front of us, but with the people behind them looking on a big screen above us.
Yeah, look,
so
huge stadium.
It wasn't huge.
I
want you to know that you paid to get in as a pedestrian.
Oh, okay.
But it is televised in a way. And so your big screen is above. You're coming up as a contestant to the thing, and you're telling us what inspired that. In some cases, it was a parent dying. There was so much diversity in these stories that you wanted all 10 of them to win. And it was said over and over in those 3 days, everyone is a winner. Mm-hmm. You made it among thousands of contestants through all your other satellite events that you went to, and now you're the top 10 North American. Wow. They cried.
They cried, I'm sure.
Many were crying because the pressure means so much. I know that they must get a monetary. I don't think it's even about any of that. I think it's about what they took to do their gelato, and then many have their own gelato stores. One in the top 3, I can't wait to meet him. Go back. He's in New York. The winner was actually from Michoacan, Mexico.
Oh.
And his passion, I had to hold him. At the end, I literally had to comfort him. I felt like he was a child. He's a grown child, because it meant so much to him. The winner was, and in my opinion, there were 2 that I gave 98s. 98 meaning 100.
Wow.
I should give him 100, but I don't think anybody gets 100. I loved all of these for various reasons, but when the integrity of the product matches the flavor, the story, the presentation, and so they get up on stage and we culminate with the top 3. The top winner had a pumpkin, and he had grown and sourced his own pumpkin. He grew his pumpkins. He made his pumpkin extraction from his own pumpkins that he grew in the country in Mexico.
Wow.
And coffee, and then pepitas, toasted pepitas. So you had crunch, you had depth of flavor, you had the backstory. But what ended up blowing my mind was before we gave the final where all 10 come up,
yes,
there was a resting time between all the analysis, culminating our votes, all the things that go on for the final ending. And the people that coordinated the Gelato Festival asked me, and they had heard that we had a 5-minute sizzle reel. They asked if they could show that as an intermezzo before the final announcements and have an interview with the most drop-dead, incredible Italian person that is. She interviews, and all of her interviews are fed back to Italy.
Wow.
So they show the 5-minute sizzle reel, which many have not seen. It's spectacular because it culminates the culinary with, of course, the most important part of my story is the loss of Justin.
Yeah.
And it's shown on a big screen above our heads that we can't see. But Victoria, is interviewing me. Veronica, excuse me, Veronica, if you do end up hearing this. Veronica is interviewing me for about 20 minutes. And the entire audience is crying.
Oh, it's incredible. You know what? We have run out of time.
Oh, my
I cannot
gosh.
believe it. It goes by so fast. So here's the thing. Next month, when you come in, we're going to pick up where we left off. Okay. We're going to talk about the sizzle reel of your movie. And, of course, the movie is called Blessed by Grace. And if you haven't seen it, you've got to see it, you guys. So Chef Lisa Dahl, thank you for being here, and I cannot wait to have you back next month, and we're going to pick up where we left off, and it's going to be great because it's going to be November already. Can you imagine?
Whoa.
I know.
There's a lot to talk about
I know.
in November.
Okay, so you'll be back, and you guys stay with me. I'll be back.
You can taste it in every bite. For over 30 years, Chef Lisa Dahl has redefined what it means to dine in Sedona, serving soulful, handcrafted cuisine inspired by love, artistry, and community. From the wood-fired kitchens of Mariposa to the couture flair of Butterfly Burger, every experience is elevated, every ingredient intentional. To learn more about Lisa Dahl and the Dahl restaurants, please visit cheflisadahl.com.
Need a clean car fast? Come to Cleaner, Quicker Car Wash. We'll have you sparkling and back on the road in minutes. Whether you're after a quick shine or a deep clean, you'll get top quality service, eco-friendly soaps, and smiles all around. Drive up, shine up, and feel good, all without slowing down your day, and look like a star in your car. Located in West Sedona on Highway 89A. For more information, visit cleanerquickercarwash.com.
Here's more of Sedona's Backstage Pass with Shondra, presented by the Dahl Group.
Okay, my next guest, I'm so excited to have her. A lot of you know her as Abigail Fischer Earthshine. Maybe some of you know of her as Abigail Fischer. I'm going to get into that later, but she's in the studio. I'm so excited to have her. Phenomenal singer and so much more. So thank you for being with me, Abigail. I'm just so excited to have you here. This is great.
You're amazing, Shondra, and it's such an honor to be here.
No, it's thrilling. I saw you in concert at the St. Andrew's Church a few weeks ago. I was like, okay, that girl can sing.
Thank you.
I'm like, oh, that girl can sing. And I am not talking pop rock, okay, because that's like my background, right? And that's a different kind of singing, which are classical, incredibly classically trained opera singer. And I know that you do other kinds of music, which is really great. You know, it's one of the things that Tom was able to do, was to be able to belt out a Neil Diamond song and no one knew he had the big voice, you know, and then all of a sudden he's doing Phantom of the Opera and people are like, what the hell, you know? Now,
that takes skill.
It does. And it's not easy because usually people don't do that when they're in classical. They're singing something and it doesn't sound right, right?
You kind of have to shapeshift your voice too to be able to do that.
It is just a talent that he has.
Yeah.
And what's made him very, very unique. With you, you have two different kinds of businesses. You know, a lot of us in the business do different things, right?
Totally.
And you've got to tell us, first of all, about your training. I want to know, when did you start training classically?
Oh, man. Well, so my parents are classical musicians.
Oh, okay.
And my grandmother, so I'm actually third generation classical musician. My parents are educators. My parents are musicians. My dad's a cellist and my mom's a pianist.
Oh, that's right. You're a cellist too.
I'm a cellist, yeah.
And you're fabulous.
So that was my training. I started on piano and then I was like quickly like I got bored. So then like at, age 8 I switched to cello. Yeah, I just never was. Now I think harmonically now that I'm writing music, but I didn't naturally tend to it, so I kind of like got out of piano lessons as soon as possible. So I started piano at like 5, but I was listening, I was listening to the music like in utero, I'm just listening. And my parents were like out there. They were playing like Brahms and Beethoven, but they were also like doing new work and they were commissioning new works for them. Like, and I'm like, my dad was in a professional string quartet, like classical string quartet. So I was just like a kid and I'm like, when can dad hang out with me? And I'm like sitting in the concert hall, like listening to him play this music, and so then, I was like 8, I was playing cello. It took me a while to like absorb all this stuff, but I was a cellist.
Well, you were 8.
When I was 8.
And you're doing cello at 8. That's not, I don't know if you've ever noticed how a cello has to sit when they're playing a cello. This is not easy for anybody. And here you are 8. Playing a cello.
Yeah,
wow.
But like it was so entrenched that it seemed kind of like I was kind of old, because everybody, they had those like Suzuki kids that are like at 2 years old, and so I'm like 8, I'm like all big and like, it's actually it's all a matter of perspective, right?
True.
But then I started singing around 17.
Oh, okay.
And then my parents went out of town. They were gone for a month. And then I had my mom's piano student. She was married to a singer and I never like was exposed to that. But then he was like, oh, we're here for a month. Like we might as well take you, you're singing in the shower, like, and you're singing all over the house. So you might as well like take some lessons with me. And so I just, I kind of fell into it. It was like
fabulous.
Totally.
So that's so interesting. It wasn't your first. That wasn't where you were heading. And then that was a defining moment for you.
Yeah, exactly. So then
it
was like 2 years in high school, the end of high school. So I joined the choir. I had been in like an all-state orchestra. I was always all like the orchestra, people, but I was always different. I was always like was more theatrical naturally. And so then when I joined the choir, when I joined the theater groups, I was like doing set design. This isn't all in high school, like right at the beginning when I started singing. And then I was like, oh, I like this. I want to just grow. And singing is such a natural way to grow. And, you know, I started doing all this, all these like holistic things, just thinking I just needed to be a better singer, you know, starting to like do yoga or meditate.
Good.
You know, so I could be a better singer.
And what age were you at that time?
So that was like after I actually started doing Alexander technique, which is also...
I did that.
Okay, yeah.
Yep, I know
that was one of my first like modalities of like getting more into my body. That was in grad school. So I went to Eastman School of Music for grad school. And
so
then,
they were teaching Alexander technique there.
Yeah, it was just, it was another one of those things like, it was like a gift, but you didn't, I thought it was like, you know, a sidestep. It was the person that I had gone to study with. She was on sabbatical for a semester, and I was like, okay, well, you know, I went to study with her, and it was only 2 years of grad school. But then it was this other person that came in that was like a specialist, and she really started to get me aligned and started to help me connect deeper with my breath, because I wasn't really, I like coming from a cellist, I could hear the music so well, but I couldn't produce it the way that I imagined as a singer, because I wasn't connected to my breath.
Yes, and breath is everything. Breath and
everything.
support. You know, I teach it, and I know you do too. Vocalists, that placement and your breath and supporting it, which I'm sorry, but there's a lot of instructors that don't talk about support, which is using your diaphragmatic breathing and how to use that, how you use your mouth, what you do. All of those things are so important. So here's, for Alexander technique, I learned that when I was at Juilliard. They had Alexander technique, and it was new to me. I was like, Alexander, what? You know.
So good they have that there. Oh, you need that.
So good. And now a lot of places, lots and lots of places to have Alexander technique. So now, when did you actually start performing? Right out of grad school? Or were you already performing?
I was performing in grad school.
Okay.
Because I was, at that time, actually, when I was working with that teacher that taught me Alexander technique, and I was really starting to get into the foundation of my breath, I went from being a high soprano to being a mezzo, or like even alto stuff, like singing super low stuff, because I was finally connecting with my supports, my lower support system.
Right. And I have to just say this. When you hear Abigail sing, it is almost a feeling of a mezzo soprano in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, really deep. And you have an unusual, authentic voice. And that, I know you talk about that in the other kinds of singing that you're doing, and also instructing people to find their voice within them, which is something that I love to help people. I work with people who are not singers, right? And you are in your practice. Yeah. So when you hear Abigail sing, would you, if you have to back up if you give us a line or something, can you do it? Can you do it? Just
what?
Like,
I don't know.
You got to like have to back up from the mic, because boy, you got a big voice.
What do you want?
I don't know. Maybe just a couple of lines, like just pull back like this. I'm pulling back in my chair because you've got one. You're like, well, you got a big voice. Pull back.
Okay.
You're just like a line, just something from something that maybe you have just sung or something. But
well, like
yeah,
like summertime and the living is easy.
Yes, but you also have, and it's beautiful, and you have this low voice too.
Oh yeah,
you know,
easy.
Exactly. I love it. So now, yes, that's a taste for you guys. You are going to be working with the symphony. I know, the Sedona Symphony.
Actually, that's why that popped in, I think, because I just signed the contract to sing Summertime with them.
Boom.
In April for the Pops concert.
Yes, it's exciting. So be looking for that, y'all. 2026 in April, Sedona Symphony. Abigail's going to make a performance. You're going to do a few songs? Or
Yeah. I'm doing 3 Copeland songs.
Oh,
I'm actually in Summertime, and I'm also singing America the Beautiful. For the first time.
Oh.
So
wonderful.
Look out for that. That'll be new.
That'll be good. That's at the same concert.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. Love that. I love it. I love it. So now that's coming up next year. I do want you to take a look at her website, Abigail Fischer. And by the way, it's FISCHER.com. Abigail, ABIGAIL, Fischer. FISCHER.com. And then there's also, you have Abigail, same spelling, Earthshine.com. Sedona.com. Talk to us a little bit about that, because that's totally different kind of music you're doing.
Yeah, it's a name that came in like with when I started offering my services in Sedona, like coming home, because she's just like, welcomes all kinds of people here to make a new kind of life. And she was just like, this is your name. This is your, my gift to you. And just to kind of reset myself and what my purpose is on a deeper level. And not that I'm not still like, doing voice lessons, but I really feel like I can help people of all sorts on a deeper level now that I've really met myself in a much deeper place and really come home to myself in a deeper way, like really honoring also the spiritual work that it's taken for me to come home to myself and for me to wake up to like who I am on all levels. And of course that like makes me a way better singer too.
Of course, because you're pulling from that.
Yeah.
I always say that singing is acting, and acting is not acting. It's reacting. It's pulling that simple use from within you to use it with whatever you're doing. Mm-hmm. And singing is like that. Singing, for those of you who have performed on stage, I know anybody who's listening who does this for a living like we do, knows that. For those of you who don't know, because you can tell that it's like, well, that was nice, or that was like, wow. And that's usually the case. Now, watching you performing a few weeks ago, I noticed that. I could tell that you were pulling deep from in to going out, not the opposite, not out going in to going out.
From your connection to Mother Earth.
Yes.
or whatever you're to your doing. Feet or under your feet.
Or what you're feeling and what you've been going through and all the things that you're pulling from in that way.
Yeah, it's holistic in all those ways. You're connected to all of that.
Bingo.
Emotional, psycho-spiritual, metaphysical. It's all connected.
The whole bit. The whole banana. That's right. So a couple of things I have to ask you, because, I want to just say, have you ever had those moments, we've all had them as singers, where you were going to be performing and you've been working it. Either you're performing all the time, because this happens, or you've been rehearsing a lot and you're down for the count and you've got a show tonight.
Oh my God. Yes, of course. And, I've done my like prednisone, like blah, 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 like where, like this is my last resort. And then I'm going to take these steroid pills and like, I didn't want that, but like I need to do that. I've done that.
The steaming, the hot steaming.
Of course.
I
never do not travel without your personal steamer.
That's right. I tell people
at least one.
I used to take my breaks and I would I'm working rock and roll, right? So I'm running around, and a lot of times in those days there was smoke. It was smoke everywhere. It was the killer for your voice, especially when you work at 5 nights a week. So I'd spend my 15-minute break in a storage room with my steamer, just to keep everything. So what else? What are some of your tricks? I want to know.
Well, okay. This is the first one when you told me yesterday, like, hey, I'm going to ask you, some questions about. The first thing that popped into my mind actually was when I was so I've made this, my first, career was really like as, starring in these new roles. Like I really loved, I feel like I can hold the stage really naturally, and then I love to be a pioneer, so I was in Cincinnati Opera starring in Missy Mazzoli Opera. Now she's writing a piece for the Met. So she's really
fabulous.
She's an incredible composer. And so this was her first opera written for me. It's called Song from the Uproar, which you can listen to on, wherever you stream your music, on the recording. And I was in, rehearsals. I think it was like the first show was going to go on, and I had eaten some sushi at the neighborhood grocery store. And I was like lying in bed and I was like sweating. And I was like, oh shit, like, no, this cannot happen at this time. So I actually like had one of my first moments of sincere. Well, I'll just tell you what happened. I got out of bed. I was like sweating and I was like, this cannot happen right now. And I like got on the floor on my knees and I put my forehead on the ground and I I just said, dear God, this cannot happen right now. Like, help me. I know you can, this moment is too important. I just prayed.
I love it.
And I was so sincere, and I was so like, just like surrendered. Like, this is too important.
Yeah.
Give me the strength to pull through this.
Was your voice affected, or was it just the body from all of the food poisoning? Probably.
I could feel it coming on. It was like, that was definitely what's happening.
Oh dear God.
So I was like, no,
this cannot be happening.
This cannot. Yeah. So I like pulled. I feel like I was like just full surrender, like to God, and I prayed.
Yes.
And then I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but like, I don't think I'd ever really, really fully surrendered like that, like in that moment. And then, I was. You
were fine. You were able to do it. No, I'm going to tell you, it's amazing. It is amazing. I know.
It's amazing.
I've had stuff like that where, have you had the whole bit, like you're ready to go on and now you got to go throw up and you got to go back on?
Yeah.
Like how many of us have done this? It's like,
well, I did that in track and field when I was, in high school, but maybe
you already had that experience. So you're like, okay, well, it's the same with singing.
Well, yeah, I think when I was singing with Messiah, Handel Messiah with Charlotte Symphony, they have like a 4,000 seat. It was also the way, like I've traveled a lot doing like the Messiahs, for Christmas and stuff. Yes. And my agent was like super good at getting me like the concerts, lots of concerts, and so I would show up for these Messiah, and I went out in my I had this dark green, like it was really like a princess dress. I called it my princess dress. And it was perfect for like the Christmas, because everybody had the red dress, but then I had the green dress.
Yes, you were doing the Christmas green mermaid thing.
And it had like all the with the. It was the princess dress, like the big, all the lining and everything, and like it was like no shoulders, and it was gorgeous. And I walked out, and it was just like the whole. It was like a stadium, really, like the way the architecture worked, and it's just like the awesomeness of that. Well, and just singing in Carnegie Hall, oh my God, like the awesomeness of that.
That's amazing.
And like, I'm like, am I going to be able to like show up for this moment?
Mm-hmm. That's right. And
look, I did it. It happened.
I'm glad to know that. I thought you were going to tell me, and then I threw up in the wings.
I didn't throw up. But actually, I was surprised when I sang in Carnegie. I've only sung a couple times there. You can really hear yourself.
Those theaters are amazing. They were built for that.
And just be present. And my uncle, the first time I sung in Carnegie, my uncle had passed away like 2 days before, and I was performing Hindemith's Requiem for Those We Love.
Oh wow.
And his daughter was in the audience, and I literally I saw his spirit in the crowd. And these are all things that now I'm doing energy healing, and now I've since moving to Sedona, I've learned how to I can be much more open to that kind of thing. But these are big moments,
Yes.
This my Carnegie Hall debut 2 days after his passing, and he's there,
incredible.
And while I'm looking up, and he's blessing me, and I'm blessing him, and it's just a beautiful reciprocal moment.
I love it. I love this. I love the fact that you had that moment.
Yeah.
Right at that moment when you're out there for the very first time, Carnegie Hall.
Yeah.
Wow.
In a requiem.
Oh, yes.
And
so
it was
perfect.
It was Walt Whitman text, actually. And that was inspired by the suffering of the soldiers in World War II, I think.
Amazing. Amazing.
And, yeah.
I love it. Great story.
There you go.
Love it. Love it. So now I do want to ask you have a new album out. Let's talk about that for a moment.
Come Back to Love.
Yes, Come Back to Love. And who is your producer?
It was Jim Pavitt with the Illusion Studios in Tucson.
Okay.
He's incredible. And then Will Klipman is the drummer, and he's the drummer famous for working with R. Carlos Nakai.
Beautiful.
And
Beautiful.
I think Jim also works with them, and they're like a family.
I have a story for you.
Yes,
just quickly, because I don't want to spend time me talking, but I pissed off Carlos Nakai.
Ooh,
so I was
tell me about
working.
that.
I was right. I was working. I was doing was 3 performances in different stages around here, SPAC, and then one in Camp Verde, big, beautiful place. And he was doing. There was somebody that came in. It was a composer and was all Native American stuff. Mm-hmm. And I was with the orchestra doing. I was reciting these poems, and they would come in. I was part of the orchestra. Because the conductor, you should see my notes, was insanity. And so I'm coming in after a drum thing and after a cymbal or I had no idea where I was coming in. I was just watching the conductor. So beforehand, I think it was like the second show, and I said to Carlos Nakai, I said, break a leg. And he thought I said, good luck. And he ripped me a new one. I was really like, wow. Okay, no offense, Carlos, but that was like, no, I didn't say good luck. You never say good luck. You always say break a leg. But anyway, that's a little Carlos.
Or in Buco Lupo. And the opera people have different, all these different
That's right.
They say in Buco Lupo, which is like, or then they say crepe lupo, which is like in the mouth of the wolf in Italian. And then, which would be like, like putting yourself, kind of like break a leg, which is like you're putting yourself in the mouth of the wolf. And then you say, kill the wolf.
Oh,
or the wolf dies.
Oh, we don't want the wolf dying.
Yeah, no, we don't.
We love that. But I know these are old sayings and, when it was and all that. It's merde, which everybody might know what that means for dancers. Okay, we are actually running out of time. So please tell me where we can hear the album.
Yes.
When are we going to be able to purchase it? Tell us quickly.
So it will be going up on Bandcamp, but then it's on all the streaming platforms.
Great. Spotify, all of it.
Yeah.
Pandora,
Apple
everything.
Music.
Sirius Radio, everything.
Yeah, I think so.
Probably. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah.
So everybody, please make sure that you check out Abigail Fischer. Remember, there's a C in there, FISCHER.com. Also, AbigailEarthshine.com. Again, keep your ear down to the ground and look in the papers, too, because we have Abigail's going to be with the Sedona Symphony next April.
And the Earthshine, the album is under Abigail Earthshine. So I'm creating this new healing frequency, with the opera power. So
I love
check it out.
Well, thank you for being here.
Join the choir if you want to sing with us. We're forming a new choir.
You'll find all that information on those 2 websites. And everybody stay with me, and thank you, Abigail.
Thanks so much, Shondra.
You've explored the trails, stood in awe of the red rocks. Now, discover how Sedona became Sedona. The Sedona Heritage Museum tells the story of Red Rock country, from ancient cultures to today's vibrant community. It's interactive, family-friendly, and open year-round, indoors and out. Sedona Heritage Museum, preserving and sharing the soul of Red Rock country. Plan your visit at sedonamuseum.org or call 928-282-7038.
Take a deep breath, then let it go. At Sedona's New Day Spa, your escape begins the moment you arrive. Enjoy luxurious massages, rejuvenating facials, and native-inspired body treatments. Every moment is designed to restore balance and renew your spirit. Voted Sedona's Best Day Spa, this is more than self-care. It's your sanctuary. Book your experience today at SedonaNewDaySpa.com or call 928-282-7502.
When your project demands precision, experience, and trust, turn to Sefton Engineering Consultants. From expert civil engineering to construction management, we deliver real-world solutions that stand the test of time. With over 30 years in the business, Luke Sefton's team is committed to getting your project done right, on time, and on budget. Sefton Engineering Consultants. Reliable, experienced, personal. Learn more at SeftonEngineeringConsultants.com.
Here's more of Sedona's Backstage Pass with Shondra, presented by the Dahl Group.
I am just, I have to tell you, I don't know what to say. My guests are always fabulous. Thank you for tuning in. It's so much fun. I love them all, my friends and those I get to meet. And do you hear that? That means it's time for my shameless Shondra spot. So today, I'm going to tell you a little bit about something that I'm involved in. It is the Howell-O-Ween Costume Parade. It's a 5th annual one. I'm going to be emceeing that at Tlaquepaque Arts and Crafts Village. this is what we would refer to as a fun fundraiser. October 19th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. What is it? Well, it's a costume parade for dogs. It's so much fun. I know you're probably going, what? Well, if you have a dog, if you're a dog owner, you would understand this because we all love our dogs. I love my dog, Dottie Dot, our dog, Tom's and mine. I just adore her. And she dresses up and usually comes with me because this is the third time that I will be emceeing this event. I'm so excited about it. If you want to register your dog to dress up and be in this parade, I would highly suggest it. Just go to humanesocietyofsedona.org. You can get all the information. Now, this is a fun thing to do because we walk all the way around to Tlaquepaque, and then we go right across the highway to the north side of Tlaquepaque. It's so much fun. 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., you guys. Halloween Costume Parade, 5th annual one for the Humane Society of Sedona. Please join me and help this wonderful organization. And if you're thinking about adopting a dog, they will have some adorable dogs there present for you to actually adopt. All right? So I'll see you there October 19th. Halloween Parade, Humane Society of Sedona. Well, thank you so much for tuning in again today. I so appreciate it. And remember, you could always find all the archived shows at mellowmountainradio.com, as well as Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Apple Podcasts. They're all there. And of course, make sure you tune in every Saturday at 10 a.m. Get that VIP pass out and check out the shows. Okay, you can hear it live on mellowmountainradio.com, streaming there. And if you listen to the radio, 106.5 FM, and of course, 780 AM. All right, now I want to thank my sponsors. Without them, I could not do this. Sedona Heritage Museum, Sefton Engineering, Cleaner Quicker Car Wash, Sedona New Day Spa, Sedona Ballet, and my presenting sponsor, Chef Lisa Dahl with the Dahl Group. Thank you all so very much. And of course, I have to thank my engineer and producer, Ryan Thompson, who always does a great professional job. Just love him. He's fantastic. And then the owner of KAZM radio station is Chuck Helstein. Thanks, Chuck, so much for the opportunity. So remember, get your VIP pass. I'm going to see you next Saturday, like every Saturday, at 10 a.m. Check it out live streaming on mellowmountainradio.com, and I'll see you then.